What is up, everybody? Welcome back to DSM Media's Philadelphia Phillies pregame show. Today, I got a full pack crowd with me as we have intern Cole on the panel today. Follow him on Twitter at Cole.Tomp. My guy, Kata, check him out on Twitter at KataHot79. And again, a late notice, my man, Jason, check him out at Mustang3651 on Twitter as we stream to you guys live on DSM Media's Twitch, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I can't speak. Yes, this is my third show today, so trying to power through before the fightings get going. But fellas, how are we feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling quite peachy. Just drove 2 hours home, so
So Cole, I got a bone to pick with you in a second. But Jason, how are you feeling?
Bone.
I'm doing well, man. You know, I work retail, so it's been busy little rush here going into Easter. Obviously, everyone's last minute shopping, picking up their ham. So, gotta be
How do you guys feel about ham? Like just the generic, not the lunch meat, just the.
Despise it.
Depends if you got the glaze on it.
See, I'm not a ham guy. I like
Turkey.
ham lunch meat, ham hoagie. I'm not a dinner ham kind of guy.
No, it's awful.
I gotta have the glaze on if I had.
Dylan, I gotta know what bone do you have to pick with me?
So Cole, I've been noticing over this little stretch of games here as you're on our TikTok, which I love, by the way. Keep posting TikToks. But Kata, have you noticed since Cole started doing his shotgun ritual, the Phillies haven't been doing so well?
Yeah, I see, and I think it has to be something with what he's drinking. I know he can't drink the other drinks, but he may need to stop until he's 21 because it's obviously not working.
Listen,
you gotta stop.
Listen.
No, you're too young. Stop it.
Okay. Listen.
So you've been shotgunning Red Bull and ginger ale?
Listen, I have no other options here, Dylan. I'm 19. I can't go out and shotgun a beer or anything. Like, I don't have any.
No one's asking you to shotgun anything. I'm just throwing out the idea that since intern Cole has been posting shotgun videos before the Phillies games, the Phillies are on a losing streak. So here's what I want tonight: no shotgun video tonight. And if the Phillies win, you're on a short ban from shotgunning on the TikTok.
Okay.
Jason, Kata, does that sound fair?
Yeah.
I'm with Dylan. I think it's.
I think it's bad juju at the moment.
Listen, you can talk to your cousin. Then he loves those videos. So you gotta talk to him. You gotta talk to him.
My 11-year-old cousin over here.
Okay, yeah. Listen, they love. Listen, I go live with them every day. I make those shotgun videos, and they're always talking about it. They like them. Thank you, Jeremy. Listen, it's entertaining content.
No. All right, let's get down to business tonight as the Phillies are in Miami for the first of a 4-game set against the Marlins, a team that the past couple of seasons, if not extending past that, the Phillies have not had much success with, whether the Marlins are in 5th place in 32 games below 500 or they're fighting for the division in a shortened season. The Phillies have not had much success against this Miami team. But new look Phillies team this year, and you got to hope they change that around. But before we get into today's pitching matchup, the lineup cards, the keys to victory, etc., we got to discuss the last 2 games against those dirty, stinking New York Mets. The Phillies, after coming from behind 4-0 on Monday night to beat the Mets 5-4 in Game 1, dropped the next 2, losing 2 of 3 in the first series versus them. Jason, I'll throw it to you first. What was the biggest issue overall over the last 2 games for the Fightins?
I mean, I think it's kind of obvious. The hitting, the Phillies lineup right now is kind of ice cold, and I'm not really concerned about it. And you're talking to the poster child here of overreaction. I mean, I was the guy last year that started bitching about Bryce Harper like 25 games into the season. And we saw what happened. And it's hilarious because now I'm the guy fighting for Bryce Harper as I see 1,000,000,001 Facebook posts that are so annoying. Like, I saw someone post like, oh, Bryce Harper's hitting 049 or some shit like that. And I'm like, so basically, if you looked at Bryce Harper last year, it was almost very similar. Like, in his first 15 at-bats, he only had 3 hits last year. This year, he had 2. Okay? So he's right on the same pace. He didn't hit home run number 1 until Game 8. But yet I see people already overreacting saying Bryce Harper, he needs to pick it up. He's making all this money, blah, blah, blah. Listen, we got a great lineup. We know we do. This lineup will get hot when hitting season starts, and it hasn't got here yet. So we all know that. Anybody that watches baseball realizes that. So the bottom line is, right now their lineup is not what it needs to be. But like I said, we're 6 games in? But not even. 3, right?
So, yeah, we're 6 games in. So this lineup is going to go as the top of the order goes. That's the motor. And so far early on, this by Corey Seidman from NBC Sports Philly, Schwarber, Realmuto, and Harper are 9 for 63 on the year, batting 143 combined. Schwarber 0 for his last 18 with 8 Ks. I think the 4 of us know, and if you have a brain cell up top, you know that that's not going to continue for any of those guys. JT, before hitting that huge home run in the 8th inning, was 1 for 12 to start the year. Bryce had 1 hit before that game, right? So we know that's not going to continue. The starting pitching has been suspect outside of a great Kyle Gibson start and a good start, a short start out of Zach Wheeler. The bullpen, it has been, I guess, better than expected outside of yesterday, even though Joe Girardi's been leaving them high and dry through the first 6 games. But, Cod, I'll throw it to you next. What to you sticks out as a big reason for the last 2 losses?
I think it's like a lack of consistency over everything. Like, they have to stick with a lineup at some point and just roll with it. Switching the lineup every night isn't going to get anybody going, and they got to do something. The only thing that's been consistent is the top 5 guys in the lineup, and they've all been terrible. So they have to do something different, but keep it consistent at the same time. So I don't know if it's just like I think what really sticks out to me is the left side of the infield more than anything. I mean, Didi's been at short every game for some reason, but he hasn't looked good at all. I mean, I know right now you can't put Bryce in there because Segura's hurt, but I'd love to see Bohm out there at some point. You're benching him all the time. That's not going to help him. Camargo's played okay, but you're shifting him all over the place too. They got to have some kind of consistency here.
So Johan Camargo, he's a nice utility piece off the bench for my money. Fill in now and then. He can play multiple positions. Good at third base, good at short, whatever. Struggled a little bit at first base. There is no reasonable explanation for the fact that he's now going to play in 4 of the first 7 games. There's no reason for that. You already had, before the Segura injury, a situation in which you had 3 guys for 2 positions on the left side of the infield. You're throwing in a 4th guy for no reason, Joe. Like, yes, he's better at third base than Alec Boehm has been. But Alec Boehm's been producing from the plate early on this season. He's causing a mess for himself. Cole, what have you seen over the last 2 losses that's bothered you?
As much as I would like to speak on Didi Gregorius, I am not allowed to speak on Didi Gregorius until I believe it is, what day would that be? The 25th of April. As a promise I made after he drove in Rhys Hoskins that won the game on Monday. So I'm a man of my word. But
it's only hit the whole year.
You said it, not me. Listen, nobody come for me. But no,
I do coming for him. I don't care.
I do think that it is I think the biggest issue is there is no consistency, and the only, like Kata said, the only consistent guys are the ones that are struggling. But I'm not too worried about it because we've seen so many times in the past where the Phillies have started off red hot, looked like the best team in baseball. At the end of the season, they're missing the playoffs or borderline playoff team. We're what, 3-3?
Yep.
The Dodgers are 3-3, and they're probably the best team in baseball.
Well, the Rays are 4-3 and just dropped 3 or 4 at home to the Oakland Athletics.
See, like this is the early season struggles that we're seeing. It's the Phillies trying to figure it out. The Phillies trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. So if we're going to be sitting here after the All-Star break and we're still trying to figure it out, then I'm going to be concerned. Then that's going to be like, all right, what the hell is going on? But like I said, take the first month or 2 of the season to figure it out. Figure out what works best for you. So come July, August, and September, then you don't have these issues.
It's so funny, man, with this city, and you see it already with the Sixers before the postseason even starts, and you can see with the Phillies 6 games in. If you guys would go on social media, you think it was the middle of August and the sky was crumbling down. They're 6 games in, and they're 500. They're the definition of average right now. They're 500, and the bats and starting pitching have been severely underwhelming so far. It's incredible to me how fast people will jump at the snap of a finger, man. Like it drives me insane because I love this fan base. They're passionate for the most part. They're knowledgeable, but they do this overreactionary type of fan pisses me off. Like you Cole, you summed it up perfectly. They swept the Braves to open up the season last year. And then I believe took 2 of 3 from the Mets. They were 5-1 to start the season.
Look at the Braves last year.
What did
the Braves started off the season 2-7, and they won the whole damn thing.
They were
So
pretty mid throughout
what
the
you're
whole half of the
saying is
season.
the first 6 games don't define a season in baseball.
I mean,
So
I thought that was
it's
common
like
knowledge.
Like
I thought it was common knowledge that you're not gonna go 150, 100, like win 50,
Right.
162 games. I thought everybody was aware of that.
Well, that's the problem,
But-
man. You said give it a month or two. People can't even give it a month. They can't give it the first weekend before they start freaking out, and they're 3-3. But let's move on because I think the panel here we're positive. We have none of that negative. This team isn't what we thought. Kyle Schwarber forgot how to play baseball when he signed here. Yada yada yada. Let's get into tonight's matchup because this is where I think that the Phillies do turn it around. But they got a tough opponent on the mound tonight. Sandy Alcantara on the mound versus our own Kyle Gibson, who looked great last Saturday when we were in the building. Jason, I'll throw it to you first. Who's got the edge in this matchup?
I mean, as far as the pitching matchup, or just in general?
The pitching matchup, yeah.
Well, yeah. So Sandy Alcantara, like, for those that don't really know, he's got filthy, nasty stuff. I mean, he was actually one of my sleeper picks to win the Cy Young this year. That's how good Sandy Alcantara is. The only reason he probably won't win the Cy Young is he's on the Marlins. And he probably won't have enough wins, which, in my opinion, for starting pitchers, wins are overrated stat. We saw it with Jake DeGrom, like with the Mets, where they never scored, and he only won 10 games, and he still won a Cy Young, and rightfully so. I mean, if you watch this body of work. But I think Kyle Gibson, to me, is a guy that actually is very surprising as far as his tenure in Philly. He's done very well for the Phillies. And obviously, right now, we kind of need that. We need him to come out tonight and kind of stop the bleeding as far as the starting pitching goes. Aaron Nola looked – I mean, listen, we can harp on Nola till we're blue in the face, but Aaron Nola is what he is. We all know that he's probably not going to be an ace. He has ace stuff at times, but he's not right there right now. And I'm hoping that Kyle Gibson can come out tonight and at least give us 6 innings. That would be nice so that we don't tax our bullpen. It's already been taxed enough. We don't need, another four inning game by, Gibson and then have to go to the bullpen for 4. So that's where I'm at. I think Alcantara has the edge, but I think Kyle Gibson is capable and more than capable of putting up a solid effort. We already saw it in his first start.
Got it. What do you look at in this pitching matchup?
Well, Alcantara is one of the premier pitchers in Major League Baseball, and we don't know what we get out of Gibson every night. Gibson's either really good or he's out of the game in the 4th inning. So I think it's going to depend on what Gibson does tonight. I mean, if Gibson can keep up with Alcantara, make it a close ball game going into, the 7th or 8th when they go into the bullpen, then I think the Phillies win the game. If Gibson has one of his stinkers, it's going to be a rough night unless their bats decide to get hot, which could happen because they're in Miami and bats get hot in Miami.
The weather's hot in Miami, so we got to hope so. But Cole,
Yeah,
I think we're all in agreement here. Sandy Alcantara is the better pitcher of the two, but adding in the lineups, what do you see in this pitching matchup? Because obviously Alcantara being the better pitcher might have a tougher opponent.
Yeah, I do think the Marlins have the advantage on the mound. Absolutely. I think that, listen, we were talking about how we're overreacting to the way that we've been playing over the first 6 games. We got to look at the flip side of how people are overreacting to Kyle Gibson. I've seen a lot of people say he's a premier number 2 or he's the best number 3 pitcher in the league after that game. And he pitched phenomenal. There's no question about it. But like we said, one game is 162 games. He's going to pitch probably 60 of them or something along those lines. We can't sit here and judge off of just one game. So I think that Alcantara has the advantage. I think Alcantara is going to pitch better, but that doesn't mean that his results are going to be better.
All right, I'm with you. Let's get into this lineup card. I believe, hold on, let me bring it up right here. Hold on, Cole, where is it?
Right here.
There we go. My man, intern Cole, on the case. So, leading off tonight in Miami, we have left fielder Kyle Schwarber batting second behind the plate tonight. JT Realmuto back in right field. Bryce Harper in the 3-hole, and cleaning up this lineup at DH tonight, Nick Castellanos. Batting fifth at first base, Rhys Hoskins after getting the day off yesterday. Didi Gregorius, everybody's favorite here on the show, still at shortstop tonight, of course, with Gene Segura's injury, so he's batting sixth. Johan Camargo batting seventh tonight at third base on the hot corner. Bryson Stott over at second base in place of Gene Segura in the 8-hole. And Matt Vierling in center tonight, cleaning up at number 9 with Kyle Gibson obviously on the mound. Kata, first glance at this lineup, thoughts?
You already know what I'm going to say.
Bring it.
But, I mean, the third baseman has got to be different. They got to put Bohm at third base. They just have to play the guy. You either have to play him or send him down so he can get playing time. He is such a talented player. He has so much potential. You need to do something with him. You can't keep wasting these first-round picks like we do every single year. I don't have a problem with Stott playing second base, considering they probably don't have anything else. I mean, maybe you put Camargo there, but I think Camargo is better at third. So that makes sense to me. Besides that, I mean, between Vierling and Muzziotti, it's kind of a toss-up. They both don't hit, play decent defense.
We've seen it in the past out of Vierling. So it's there. It's just he has had a rough start to the season.
I'm not too worried about Vierling. I know there's a bunch of people saying cut Vierling, he's trash, all this stuff, but all it takes is a couple hits and the guy's back on track. So at least he's not out there making bonehead plays like we saw last year when we started the year in center field. Not only was Adam Hazley and Odubel Herrera terrible last year, fielding-wise, they couldn't hit either. So at least you have something that's decent there out of Vierling where you can rely on his defense.
I'm with you. Jason, looking at that lineup card, does anything stick out to you? The top 5 remain the same, but the bottom half obviously being switched up with no Gene Segura in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, you guys hit on it earlier on the inconsistency of this lineup. I think it was Kata who brought that up. And, you know, Joe Girardi, like I said, I'm not a huge fan already, and he's really got my goat lately, like with these lineups. And it's not necessarily the big 5. Like I get the fact that, you know, he had Realmuto in the 2-hole. To me, I think that Segura, the way he's batting, obviously he's hurt now, so that kind of changes things. But I think you want a guy that's hot to be in the 2-hole, and obviously Segura, we severely need him in our lineup. Like honestly, right now Segura was the only thing really as far as, you know, numbers-wise, I mean, hitting almost 400. So it does definitely hurt the lineup. But what frustrates me more is I agree. Like, I don't understand why we cannot see Bryson Stott with Alec Bohm. Like, why is that such a crime? Like, is it asking too much? I don't know. Like, I don't know what is going on in Joe Girardi's mind. Matt Vierling, listen, I like Matt Vierling. I think Matt Vierling is what he is. Like, he's not going to be superstar player, but he gives you better than, you know, average defense, which we need that immensely on this team, especially with the rest of the guys in the field. But I think that's why I'm a little upset at what, you know, that we lost Moniak, because Moniak was so hot in the spring. And I'm not saying that he would have carried that over, but when you have somebody that's that hot in spring, a lot of times it does carry over. Now, obviously, Bryce Harper was hot, and we didn't see that either. So, could be wrong on that, but I was, obviously, I'm hoping that Moniak can come back and kind of take that job at the end of the day. That would be my hope.
Yeah,
I hope so too, but Odubel's already coming back.
yeah,
I know. I can't. I can't with Odubel.
it's happening, fellas.
It's happening. He went 2 for 4 last night.
As far as what you said, Dylan, you're right. Like, I like Camargo. I like him. It's not anything. It's not Camargo hate, but it's like, why? Alec Boehm.
It's unnecessary.
Has a capability of being an elite bat. Like, we saw him hit 330 as a rookie. Like,
and he's been fine at the plate so far this year. He's ripped a couple doubles. He's walked once or twice. His problem is not at the plate this year. It's been early on in the field at third.
Yeah,
so,
I just find it a little peculiar that we're not trying to get him in the lineup more. I understand right now. It's like, okay, Segura got hurt, so you need somebody at second.
Well, I agree. And if you go back to the night he made his comments, Joe applauded him afterwards for, as did 99% of Philly fans about, being that mature and what Philly fans look for. And he did a great job of it. So you don't over the next 3 games, you don't get him in the lineup at all. For you applaud that maturity, but you don't try to fix it. But Cole, looking at this lineup card before we get to stars of the game and predictions, anything stick out to you? The top 5's the same, like I said. Bottom half, no Alec Boehm, no Gene Segura.
I'm not going to get into the whole Boehm thing. You guys all talked about it, right? There's no point just to beat a dead horse. I think he should be in the lineup. I don't really have an issue with the order, though. Like I said, they have to find some consistency, and I think that if at once everybody gets comfortable and starts swinging the bat well, or at least decent, this is the best lineup to have. Schwarber leading off, JT at the 2, Harper 3. That I don't have an issue with the way it's ordered. My only issue is Boehm's not in the lineup. So other than that, I mean, obviously, I feel like because I'm assuming Didi's going to start as short all year, unless Stock gets on fire or he shits the bed.
Right. Well, and that's another thing.
Whether I think that'll happen or not, I cannot say. But Segura will be back. I like the idea. I know beginning of the season I wanted Segura at the 2, but the more I've seen it and the more I've thought about it, I like the idea of JT hitting 2.
I'm fine. I wanted Segura as well as the 2-hole hitter. I still do, but I am fine with JT in the 2-hole. I don't have any real complaints about it. I love Reese in the 5-hole. I'm not, banging on the door to get Reese up in the 2-hole. I like him there behind Castellanos. But moving on to kind of standout stars and keys to victory, guys, I just think the biggest key tonight is getting out on the board early. That's ever since the Sunday game. We've seen 2 games of bats get on the board early on in the first couple of innings, or the first inning at that. And then Sunday, they got 1 run in the 9th inning. Monday, they didn't get on the board till the 8th. Tuesday, they got shut out 2-0. And then yesterday, they don't get on the board till the 5th, leave a lot of runners on the board early, bases loaded, 1 out, first inning, don't bring anybody home. It's critical, especially against the pitcher. You saw it yesterday against Max Scherzer. You got the Scherzer early, technically. You got his pitch count up. You worked him. Great long at bats. You have to produce when runners are on the corners and runners are in scoring position. Alcantara is on the bump tonight. You have to try to get to him early and instill confidence in Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson went out there and gave you 10 Ks, 7 strong innings last Saturday. Why? Because the bats were up 3-0 early or 2-0 early. That's it. That's a nice thing in the first inning to already have a 2-0 lead. Let the pitcher relax, settle in. So I think my key to victory tonight is getting these bats going and getting out early. Kato, what do you think needs to happen?
I mean, I agree with you. But I'm going to go a little bit different route. I think it's got to be a Kyle Gibson game. I think Kyle Gibson's got to pitch like he did last Saturday. He's got to pitch well. I mean, if he pitches 6 strong innings, I'm saying like 6 innings, 3 or 4 runs, and I'm happy with that. Which isn't that's very doable for Kyle Gibson. I'm not asking the world, but just a little bit because these bats are going to catch on soon. It's going to be quick, and when they do catch on, watch out.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but good look. I'm guessing it's a TikTok kid, but Cole.
Yeah. He's in my TikTok right now, just talking a whole bunch of trash.
Cole. What needs to happen tonight for the Phils to be successful?
You got it best. They got the bat going. They got it early. Gibson has to pitch a solid game, and I think they will get it early. I'm not going to say a leadoff home run, but we're going to see a Schwarber tonight. I'm so confident in it. I'm so confident in there being a Schwarber tonight. So, okay. I don't know what this kid's on, but
He's an Orioles fan. Good. Listen, buddy, you're one of the strongest fans I know. If you're a Baltimore Orioles fan, I thought it's been bleak as a Philly fan. You are a strong-willed fan if you're an Orioles fan.
Back to what I was saying. But no, the bats need to get – somebody needs to get on base in the first inning. It would be great to score a run early, but they just need to find a way to get on base early and potentially get a run.
Yeah, you definitely do feel it all then, my man.
Okay,
but Jason, key to victory tonight for the Fightins.
I think we all agree on tonight's show. We're agreeing a lot. I definitely think Gibson needs to come out and give this team at least at the minimum 5 innings. I mean, that's not asking a lot. Like after the last few starts, our bullpen is definitely tired. We need Gibson. Like, I'm not asking him to have a shutout, but let's keep the runs to a minimum. And then I like intern Cole. I like his thinking with a Schwarber. But I think the key is going to be Castellano. We talking about standout stars too, or we didn't get
Start us off.
Okay, my standout star is going to be Nick Castellanos. I think he's starting to swing a hot bat. He's actually starting to come around. Yeah, it looks like he's getting comfortable in this
multiple
lineup.
Doubles over the last 2 games.
Yeah, and he's just the guy. Like, if you watched him like last year with the Reds, like this was one thing that he, a lot of people praise him for his power, but he's one of those guys that, like, once he gets hot, like he can go on a massive hot streak. Like, and I'm not just talking bombs, like I'm talking hitting for a high average. Like, I think at one point last year, I believe he was hitting like 370. Like it was early, but it was like he was one of the hottest hitters in baseball. And I've seen him go in these stretches, not even just with Cincinnati, also early in his career in Detroit. Like, when he when he first started coming up. So I'm looking for Castellanos tonight to be the standout star. And I think he's going to have at least 3 RBIs.
Cole, who's your standout star tonight?
Come on, Dylan. You know who I'm taking. I got to take Schwarber. That's my boy. I got to take Kyle Schwarber. Yeah, I'm taking Kyle Schwarber. I can't sit here and say we're going to see a leadoff home run. I've gotten it wrong twice in a row, so I'm going to take a break on that. But I do think that he will hit a home run at some point, and I do expect a big game out of him because he needs one bat. He needs a big game.
Cole, Kata, who you got as your standout star?
You know what? Give me Matt Vierling. I'm keep going with Matt Vierling.
All right, Furcon. Jeez, you Matt Vierling and Furcon for you are like ridiculous.
Listen, I believe in Matt Vierling. Okay,
he's got to get on, right? He's got to get on.
He's got to get a hit at some point.
All right, so far we have one of the new guys in Schwarber, one of the new guys in Castellanos, and then an underdog in Matt Vierling. And I'm going to go with the most obvious one of them all, and I'm going to go with MV3. And the reason why is I think that late 8th, 9th inning solo home run the opposite way may have gotten him going. Bryce Harper only has – what's he had this year, 2 or 3 hits to start the year? 3 hits to start the year.
3 hits.
One of them being a solo home run, obviously, at the end of this Mets game. But – he's been fine for the most part. He's been just off. He's roped a couple balls to left and right field. He missed a home run innings prior yesterday by inches the opposite way. When he's taking the ball the opposite way, you really know he's on. Right now, the home run yesterday was just inside the foul pole. I'm not talking about that necessarily, but I believe Bryce has been right there, but he hasn't. The numbers don't show it. And I think getting away from Citizens Bank Park, where things have been a struggle for the lineup as a whole, getting down to Miami, I just think this is a night where Bryce could go 3 for 5, one of those kind of nights with a bomb tonight. indoors, I think he takes over. So I'll start us off there. I'm going Phillies get back in the win column. Phils 5, Marlins 3 tonight. Kata, what do you have?
Marlins 6-5.
Wow. Okay. See, listen, I like that because we can't come on here every pregame show and pick the Phillies to win, right? We have to be open-minded. So I do like that. I just really do believe they get back in the W comp tonight.
I
Jason,
hope so. I hope they win.
Yeah.
I just don't think
No,
they will.
I feel you. Jason, what do you got?
Phillies 6-4.
Okay. Cole.
Well, I have a mixture of Jason's score and Kata's winner. I got Marlins 6-4.
All right. So, wow, we're house divided tonight. We agreed almost
I
all
hope I'm
show
wrong.
for 30 minutes.
I hope I'm wrong. Like,
No, I got you. I got both of you. I completely understand that. But we got two
This is like
Marlins
when the
victories,
doctor-
two Phillies victories.
This is like when the doctor tells you have 6 months to live. Like, he hopes he's wrong, but he's just being honest.
Phillies game 7 victory or 6 months to live. They both count as the same thing here on DSM Media. But guys, that's going to wrap up get this DSM Media Phillies pregame show. You can check us out on Twitter at DSM_media. You can find the link tree in our bio to take you to every social media platform we are available on. Guys, have a great night and enjoy some Phillies baseball.
Fuck the Orioles.
Ring the bell.